and welcome to Just Ask Jess. In this Just Ask Jess series, we're going to talk about composting, compost teas, and worm castings. The big question that we hear a lot is, I want to invest in microbes and I want to buy and supplement as needed, but I also don't want to waste my money. So when should I be adding them? And I get the question a lot of, can I add Bbas, for example, in the Prime Superior line, LPC's Naturals products to the compost process? And the short answer is I would not suggest it, but we're going to talk about why. And I'm going to go over a little bit on the science behind composting and how you can not only choose the best time to add Bbas, but other microbes along the way that you may be interested in adding and supplementing to your gardens. So the intention with composting is to take organic matter from your garden, from your kitchen, may it be grass clippings, may it be wood or leaves, cardboard boxes. You can fall down a pretty significant rabbit hole on the internet just looking at all the different methods for composting. But you add all these components together, and then the natural microbes and the fungi and bacteria that are already there are going to degrade those different products in your compost pile. So you're effectively feeding microbes by providing them this material, and they are in turn turning it into incredible fertilizer, as it were, natural fertilizer for your garden. There's some key things that you do with a compost that have to be followed to have success. The first is aeration. The aeration is because you want to feed specific microbes, and those microbes need aeration. Excuse me. The second is sometimes you will cover it so that if you have a rainstorm coming on, it doesn't get too soggy. Again, these microbes, they don't do well in a lot of water, and in fact, they will drown. So that cover is to make it so they don't get too wet and they continue to break down all of those organic matters. The third is the cover for heat during the wintertime if you can. And that is also to maintain the temperature at a state where the microbes are happy and they continue to work for you to break down this material into amazing compost for your garden. Bbas is unique because what you're engaging with in your compost pile are microbes that are dedicated to the soil. They're dedicated to making you nutrients. Whereas the way that we use Bbas is as an endophyte, as we've talked about, inside the plant. So yes, it will grow on that dead plant material in your compost. But then once you put it out, you won't get near the effect because it's already in the dead material. It's not going to just easily leap into your living material. It is better for you to, when you apply your compost, and now I'm pulling grass, this is not compost, but when you apply your compost, add Bbas to that and then put it in the garden so it can germinate right next to the roots or right next to the base of that plant and go into the living plant instead of that dead plant material. A key tip I like to always tell folks too when they get into composting is you quickly realize you don't have enough material and you love your compost. And even with all the gardening all the landscaping that you can pick from, your compost runs out and you start asking folks for some of their grass clippings, for some of their tree leaves, all of that. Just be cautious on where you get this grass from. If they've used an herbicide on there to control weeds around the edges or specific locations, and that might have gotten into those clippings, that ultimately can go into your compost and it won't necessarily degrade. And so you might accidentally be putting an herbicide into your garden. And so you'll see that your garden will really struggle with coming up. If you're not sure on if your manure, for example, has any kind of herbicide in it, and a really easy test is just take a little bit, put some green beans, like the bean, in there and see how they germinate. If the first true leaves are kind of weirdly deformed, there's something in there that's causing a problem. Green beans are considered the canary when it comes to gardens and showing you if you have an issue, a real issue in your soil. I hope this helps, and Please keep up with us. As we mentioned, you can add Bbas to your compost, but in our next videos, we're going to talk about compost tea and worm castings. So thank you so much and happy growing.